All right, we are outside. We're going to the vehicles here. I'm going to show you these so you can firsthand see what we're talking about. So most vehicles today have this button. I got them in my 4Runner. We got it in the Jeep. Let's just look at the 4Runner here real quick. Dive in. But we have a recirculation, air recirculation button here. Okay, so we got a button right here. This button right there. All right, so what does this button do for you in your car? This is a pretty interesting one, and not a lot of people understand it. And actually, Toyota does it very well with how they work it. Now, we also have it in our Jeep, but I don't think my Jeep, actually, let's look at it. I don't think the Jeep teaches you like it does in the 4Runner here. But let me show you as far as, because like Toyota puts a kind of a safety net in there kind of thing. Let's take a look and see here in the Jeep. Let's climb in here. Okay, and we get set, and we got it right here, the recirculation button. Let's check and see. So if I am in, let's go to my climate control set here, so we can show you real world. Hold on 1/2 a second here so we can see. Okay, let's turn that down. Let's go to climate. All right, so if we are in a defrost mode, let's just put it right on defrost. Okay, we're going to turn that fan speed down. Will it come on here? See, it does. See, now it'll let me... Oh, it's blinking. No, it says no. Okay, that's cool. See, it won't do that. See how that button right there won't let me engage it while I'm in defrost mode. Okay, now if we were to go to this mode, okay, if I switched off defrost and go that mode, now I can engage it, and it works with the ACs on. Okay, so it's very interesting that they do that. Not all cars used to be that way, where they kind of limited you to what you can. I can use it in this mode too, I'll bet. See, there it is, and it kicks on the there. But if I go to this one with defrost, it's still letting me, but if I go here, it turns it off. If I go to straight defrost, it is going to turn it off. So that's very, very interesting that they both do that. So what does this button do on this vehicle here? Let's go back over the Toyota for a second for you and show you. So when you have your air coming into your vehicle, when you're in your car, truck, SUV, whatever it is, when you have, what happens is when you're driving, air is being pulled in from outside the vehicle. It is then going to come in. It goes through a heater core in there, and there's usually like a cabin air filter under the behind the dash or behind the glove box in a lot of these. It's going to filter that air. But you're getting air from outside anytime this is off. Okay, the air is sucked in from outside, goes through the heater core, through the filter, comes into the cabin. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, when do you use this? A lot of people think you would use this in the winter time, but you really don't want to use this in the winter, in cold weather. The reason you don't is because airflow coming into your vehicle from outside goes through the heater core and is warmed up already. So it's already coming in kind of warm by going through the heater core, so you can just heat that air easier. Now where this comes in handy is to be used as a recycler for your air during your air conditioning. And the reason we want to do that is because when you're driving and you have the car on and you have your air on, that air that's inside of here is already colder than the air outside. If you leave that off, it's constantly pulling in hot air from outside, running it through a hot air cooler, and then it's going to spit it into the cabin, and then your air conditioner has to cool that air. Okay, so if it can suck this cold air that's already circulating in here back into the system and cool it and spit it in, it doesn't have to work as hard. You're going to get better gas mileage. Your fuel consumption will be better. Your system doesn't have to work as hard, and your air is going to be colder by turning this on when you're in the summertime. Now, when it's cold outside, you'd rather have that air that's already went through the cooler or through the heater in there, and it's already going to come in hot. So that's what you want it to do, is to have in the wintertime, leave this off. In the summertime, turn it on so that your air system doesn't have to work as hard. Your air is going to be colder inside the cabin, and you are going to benefit from better gas mileage. Now, however, that interesting part we just noticed in both of them, so if we start this up, why does it not let us why does it limit us on when we can turn this on? So let's show you. So the vehicle's starting up. Let's let the screen get up. Okay, now notice here that I am in defrost mode. Okay, even if I'm hot, doesn't matter where the temp is, but I am on defrost mode, it will not do nothing. But yet if I go to here, it will not do nothing because that's still a defrost mode. If I go to here, bam, there it is, lit up, okay? If I go to any one of these modes that is not a defrost mode, I can work it. But if I go to any defrost mode, I cannot. Why is it that way? What's going to happen is humidity, because it's not pulling in fresh air from outside, so there's going to be more humidity inside the vehicle just generally. It's just the way it's going to work. So it's not letting you do that, because if you have this mode on while running a defrost mode, it's going to fog up your window. Okay, so you don't want that. So it's a nice feature now that they actually won't let you use that in any of the defrost modes on both vehicles, this one, and we just saw that it won't let me do it on the Jeep as well too. So that's a nice feature. I didn't know that because I've never tried to mess with it on defrost, but I've always used it for cool air when you want to put the air conditioning on. And down here in Georgia, you can't run the air on a defrost mode anyway because you'll fog up because of the humidity down here. So I've actually never tried to run that system with the defrost mode. I think it's really cool that they lock you out of it, that you cannot, but you can use it in everything else. But the key takeaway here is this is a summertime button. That's basically how we put that together. Summertime button, designed for when you're running your air conditioning. Like even in the Jeep, you saw it turn the air conditioning on too. So like here, I can run, I can't do it there, but if you know, you got your, that's off, but you got your AC on, you can put this on, and that's the combination you want to be running with your cold air. This is going to be the most efficient way to cool the inside of your vehicle. Okay, that's what you're after. Now, is there a downside to running that button? Yes, in the fact that since it's only taking this air from the inside and rolling it around in here, you know, takes it from in here, runs it through your air conditioner, spits it back in here, but it's not fresh air from outside. On a long car drive, it might start to feel a little stagnant in here. It might feel a little, it'll get a little humid. It'll have that little bit of, I don't know, just kind of I guess that's the best way to put it, like a stagnant staleness to it. You're not sucking in, you know, fresh air from there. So that's something to consider as well too. But it is a fantastic button for when you're running air conditioning. But if you got 4 people in the car, that may not be your favorite thing because it might get a little stuffy inside and kind of feel a little stagnant. But such a great feature. Another great time to use this button is if you are driving through bigger cities that are going to be, or you're driving through even in rural areas where you come across like a sugar factory or something like that, a paper factory, something that's putting off a lot of really bad odor, a lot of chemicals, things like that. You can hit this and now your vehicle is not sucking in fresh air from outside, sucking in pollutants, which your cabin air filter should do a pretty good job of stopping some, but it's not sucking in those odors. It's not sucking in all that stuff from outside. It's sticking with the air that is inside, sealed in here. Inside your vehicle is sealed up and being regenerated, recirculated through the system in here. So that's something that, like I said, is very nice. I like that when we have Ronan, when we have our grandson with us too, and we go by some of these places where we pass we're out of the country, but there's some of these mills here and stuff like that you go by that are just miserable factories, smokestacks wise and stuff like that too. Well, Tina knows when we're driving by those, when we have him hit that button, just tap that button so that it comes on. And then that way, during that process, for that 5 or 7 miles as we pass by there, and we have all that pollutants out there, we're not pulling them into the vehicle. We're just strictly using our own air that is technically fresh air from when we weren't by that factory, is now being recirculated in the vehicle for us to breathe and, you know, not have that stuff pulled in from the outside. So this is a very powerful button that not many people know about or understand, but it is a very handy one. It'll, like I said, it's got a lot of benefit to it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.